Hi everybody, Sajin here. I used to do new stuff every now and then on this channel, but I reached a point where it became kind of hard to manage and keep track of and constantly update that. But I've been kind of I guess I've been waiting for something to pop up that piques my interest enough to make a video about it, and that actually happened today. So this is going to be a pretty unique video here. I want to talk about an announcement that was made today regarding PlayStation Plus and some new things coming to the game catalog. As you can see, I've got a PlayStation Plus article here, just basically breaking things down. The thing is like when they introduced these tiers, they introduced being able to play like retro games and having that addition. But there's some catches to it every now and then. But I remember looking through that roster, and there was a really important PlayStation icon missing from that roster back when I checked. And that used to be my favorite guy. I didn't really connect with PlayStation brands or like characters for a while, but there was one that really stuck out to me, and that was Sly Cooper. I actually have a relevant shirt, and I'm so mad that it's not clean today to wear during this, but I do have a few of the Sly Cooper games. I have the ones for PS3. We got Thieves in Time, Sly Collection, and I have OG Sly 2 back on the PS2, which started it all, got me into it. So I remember looking through that game catalog, and there was just no sign of Sly Cooper at all. And I was like, where's my man? Where's my guy? And today, from a very official source, we got this announcement at 10 a.m. And it's saying Sly is coming to PlayStation Plus starting September 20th. The Sly Collection, Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, and whatever Bentley's Hack Pack is will all be available for premium members. And so this was made from Sucker Punch Productions, and a couple of other sources confirm this as well. So it's very legit. It's going to be happening. This should be good news for me, but it isn't. And I'm going to break down for you why. So first off, the biggest thing to notice here, obviously Sly Cooper Thieves in Time is a PlayStation 3 game. And they're using the Sly collection, so not the original Sly 1, 2, or 3 that they're bringing over to this. This is important because for those of you that don't know how PlayStation Plus works, it has some limits as to how you can play certain games from certain consoles. So I have this article up as proof. It mentions, let's see here. So original PlayStation, PS2, and PSP, games catalog, and PS3 remasters are available for downloading, and they're available without cloud streaming. But original PS3 games via cloud streaming is a feature. So because here, for additional proof down here, streaming under the PlayStation Plus premium plan, original PlayStation, PS2, PS3 games, you cannot download PS3 games unless they are remakes or remastered. Like for example, The Last of Us Part 1 remake that was on PS4 and then it's going to be out on PS5. So the thing with this is, this basically means all these Sly games are coming, but they're cloud streaming only. And this is an issue for me because I have some experience with cloud streaming games, and I'm sure a lot of you have experience with it too. And it's not a very pleasant experience at all. I wanted to get my Amazon Luna controller for proof, but I showed it off in a previous video, so you know. So I have that street cred. At the same time, I don't know if Amazon Luna is the best example of cloud streaming and how that's going, but in my experience with Amazon Luna, there was just a lot of overall, it's not a very reliable format. and I noticed a lot of input lag, even with the controller that was specifically made for the cloud streaming game service. There was a lot of interruptions and quality issues, and just so many things. And on top of that, if you stuck with me a long time, you'd know that back when I was streaming games like Elden Ring off of my PS5, I would have difficulty streaming it sometimes because my PS5 and that whole entertainment setup, because where that's set up, it's not just for me, it's kind of for the rest of the house as a sort of entertainment hub, so it doesn't feel right to move it anywhere else. But the place where it is unfortunately a bad place for it as far as an internet connection is concerned. And so, say hypothetically, if I were to give up an arm and a leg for this PlayStation Plus Premium, because it's not cheap, and get these games, it just would be a laggy, framey experience with a lot of input lag, and that just isn't fun. And you can see that I have the original games here. Unfortunately, the thing with that, and I forgot to mention, is like ever since the PS5 was announced with this PS4 backwards compatibility, it's kind of made the previous consoles pretty obsolete if they weren't already. Like I have a PS3, but I would prefer not to turn it on anymore because it only gets one console's worth of games, really. And I mean, the same goes for the PS4. I originally had a plan to use that a lot more after getting the PS5, but it didn't work out. So I have all my PS5 and PS4 stuff on PS5, and I'm playing that. And I wanted to do the same for these games, but not like this. And this is a unique situation because, like, I know Thieves in Time is screwed here, so forget about that one for a second. But for Sly 1, 2, and 3, they could have decided to go with the original ones via emulation instead. And from what I've heard, the emulation isn't perfect on this service either. But at least we would have the option to download the games, and I would have honestly preferred that. Or at least have the option for both of them. So have the Sly collection and also have the originals as an option. So you have a alternative to playing these so you have a way to play these that isn't cloud streaming. And where I was going with this, I mean, this was kind of, if this would have been the thing to get me to up my PlayStation Plus to that premium tier, and it just isn't going to happen. I don't think I'm going to go for it. I mean, there are a ton of other things available there, like their Ape Escape games that I kind of wanted to try out. I believe they have some older Ratchet and Clanks. Those have always been there. But I don't know. I just don't think it's worth the upgrade for this. And just like, with this in mind, when this is an option, or when they make this announcement, but your thought behind it is, I have the originals, why don't I just go play them on the original system? And that's a better experience. Doesn't that kind of ruin the point of adding them to the service in the first place? I mean, it just seems kind of counterproductive. I mean, what I wanted to talk a little bit about is the PS3 and this whole issue, because this all stems from the fact that whatever they did with the PlayStation 3, like, I don't know enough about game development and like coding and that internal process to know like exactly what was wrong with the PlayStation 3, but they fucked themselves so hard with that it is impossible for them to actually port or emulate any games from it. I don't know why they chose to do that or why it ended up that way, but they just shot themselves in the foot, not thinking about the future. And this is the one company that actually knows the name of their next console before it comes out. The others, we don't have that, but they're the ones that's like, oh, PlayStation 6. What are we gonna do? Like they have the simplest. I don't. That's the simplest thing, but they can't think for the future like back then. Like I'm sure they've corrected since then. Like the PS4 was a fantastic system. I loved it. The PS5 is shaping up to be really great. I just it's just really unfortunate that like with that initial backwards compatibility announcement that I can't take why can't I take a PS3 game and put it in my PS5 and that works too, just like PS4 games. And it's unfortunate that the way they did that system, it just doesn't work out that way. The way they did the PS3, it just can't work. It's not compatible with anything else that exists, and it's great. It's like getting freaking files on iTunes, and they only work for like not even other Apple things. Like it can only work on one device that you get it for. And it's so dumb, and it's just so unfortunate that this was the last console that actually had those Sly games on it, and now they're sort of moving up, but not really. It's unfortunate that this is the best that we can get for them until or unless we get a new one. Fingers crossed, or maybe we just get like another remaster somewhere down the road. Like that would be nice too. Just like if Sly Collection was just on PS4 instead of PS3, like problem solved. Like just pull like what Kingdom Hearts did or something and just like re-release everything on the next console just to get it out there. But this is unfortunate. Like Sly Cooper is my guy. That was like the series I was really into for a long time. And I can play it on my brand new $500 something Sony console, but it's not going to be a fun experience, and I would be giving up an arm and a leg for it. So I'd like to think that's everything I wanted to talk about. But what do you guys think about this situation and Sly coming to PS4 and PS5, PlayStation Plus? Are you gonna bump up to that premium category because of this? Are you already there? Have you been streaming stuff and enjoying the experience somehow? Or is it horrible and you got some horror stories to tell me? Let's talk about this in the comments, because this is a really important series to me, and maybe if you got some good stories about PlayStation Plus, it might turn me around, or I might flip my opinion over on this. But that's how I feel about this. It's kind of news. We can look forward to the Sly games coming to PlayStation Plus later this month. So I wanted to give that little update. I'm sure there are other more credible places you can get your video game news, but if you watch this video, I thank you very much for that. And let me know if you want me to do any other videos in the comments, or just, do all those other YouTube things that you're supposed to do. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.